So,
DJ Nubis
and DJ Neko
here with you, another video doing our newest haul, even though it's not everything we got, but
we kind of went a little crazy.
Again,
he and I both were kind of exposed. This is, you know what, I'm not going to even say anything. I'm going to leave it because I just have been lucky that I've been able to work from home for the week, and I'm going to go back next week. We're just all trying to be careful because I got to fly soon, so I got to be able to, pass COVID tests. But we took the afternoon and did a little shopping carefully, sanitizing, wearing masks. So if anybody is watching and knows me, yeah, I'm being careful, fuckers. I'm going to pass my COVID test with flying colors because we somehow have managed to not get it when every single person that we know has it. When I say everyone, except my mom and two of my friends, everyone else.
Neko rant.
Yeah, I know. These are boring rants.
But anyway,
though.
I got a couple DVDs, some CDs, as well as a bunch of cassettes.
Those DVDs, where did you order them from? Let's start with them, because when I got them, it came in an eBay bag and it was addressed to me. And I'm like,
that's because it was done through Amazon. So
oh, fuck Amazon, man. That's another rant for another day.
But I ordered this one the same time I ordered Born Invincible, and this one took a little longer. So I think because this one took a little bit longer, they sent me the extra one. So I'm going to show people that in a minute because I haven't seen the other one.
Oh, cool.
But I'd seen this on Tubi, much like Born Invincible, and I really enjoyed this as part of the Shaolin collection. It's called The 7 Steps of Kung Fu. And
nice.
It's fucking good.
And you know what I really like about that? That's like the whole Wu-Tang thing. And you know me. But that's kind of one of my entry levels into Kung Fu was watching Wu-Tang and then listening to Wu-Tang, and I felt like I'm really cool.
Yeah, and this other one they sent me as the bonus CD, which is cool. It's a special widescreen edition. It's a film by Chang She, who also did 5 Deadly Venoms.
Oh, sweet.
So it's called Ninja in Ancient China. So I don't know if Samurai or I'm sure Rick Myers probably seen
and
it.
Aaron, maybe.
Asian, Eric the Asian.
Yeah.
He's probably seen this. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have. I have not. So this will be a bit of a joy for me to check out for the first time. I did get a couple shirts in, actually a hoodie and a shirt. As you can see, my first one, I'm covering shit up, is Skeletal Remains. And then I got a hoodie.
He never orders hoodies.
No, I never do. Really.
I'm the hoodie person. I'm like, I need more hoodies.
So, yeah, I got that there. It's like Christmas all over again, I can't see shit now.
I'm flipping there you go, so that you can see the back.
Oh, yeah.
Go to the left a little bit.
You get the picture. Yeah, so then I have a friend who I've been working with who lives in Poland, and generally I order a bunch of cassettes, audio cassettes from him that I've been collecting lately. But I asked him the other day, I said, well, you haven't talked to me in a while, so you got anything in your list? You got anything good? He says, well, I don't really have any cassettes right now, but I have some CDs I'm trying to get rid of. So if you want, you can look through the list and see if there's anything you want. So I really haven't been buying too many CDs, but I figured, well, maybe he's got some stuff that I don't have that I need in my collection. So
he needs.
And so I did get like about 6 or 7 of them, and there are some classics pretty much in the middle genre. The first one is Edge of Sanity's Purgatory Afterglow. It's great condition. This is the wonderful thing about Thomas over there is that when he sends me these cassettes and CDs, he packages them really well, and he takes care to make sure they're not going to get broke. I have to really. He's
got them all rolled up with bubble.
I got to dig in there to get them all out.
Yeah.
And this will probably blow some people's minds, but I've never actually owned this until now. It's Possessed, 7 Churches, classic, certainly from this band. Another one here, Dismember, Like an Ever-Flowing Stream. Yes. Then I got a couple from a band that everyone knows I love by now. I already have some stuff from them. I'm kind of like working on getting CDs. I got some cassettes of the same albums, but I wanted the CDs as well as Enslaved,
Oh
Eld.
yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. We must. And also Enslaved Frost album. So a couple oldies there from that band. And then I've got have a couple of Falkenbach CDs, and this one I didn't have is Heralding the Fireblade.
Nifty.
Good band here. Even Echo likes some of that stuff. And then finally, I already had Left Hand Path and Wolverine Blues and stuff like that, but I think I do have this on cassette, but not on CD, and it's In Tune's Clandestine. So I think I either used to have it on cassette and it got stolen. There's a lot of stuff that I got today at the store that I didn't have or used to have and no longer had because someone stole a bunch of shit from me. But.
Yeah, when he was living in Colorado, the last year he was there, it was a little rough. People who were his friends were stealing from him, and he was helping some people out. It was a small loft condo. Upstairs was the bedroom and the bathroom, and it was a loft, and then downstairs was just the living area, and there was no basement. It was just that. So he had a couple people couch surfing, and they weren't being respectful of the house. So he actually asked that person to leave, and then it turned into a big thing, and they come into his house, destroy it, steal all of his things, and he holes in the wall kind of. So
it was ugly.
I mean, he's had a lot of friends, this one guy with the money, breaking into the bowling alley and hiding the money at your house, and then they came to him and they arrest him, and he's like, well, yeah, he gave me money, but I didn't really ask him where it came from. Because it was a friend of his who
actually I think they got him in Utah or something. But,
oh shit!
Yeah.
But yeah, because he was arrested by the police, and they're like, where did you get this money? And this is from a robbery, and he's like, this dude owed me money and he gave me money. I didn't even ask where the money came from. So it was just a bad 1992, 91 to 92.
90 to 91.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyhow, life's better now.
Yeah, so, now that he's reliving his youth and getting all of his presents back.
Right. So I already had a couple of the Striper cassettes for Soldiers Under Command and To Hell with the Devil. Found out I already had this one here, but I still have now 2 copies, so we'll just go and trade another one in.
We're going to have to go through our stuff because I know you and I both have multiple copies of some CDs, and I get crazy with the records, especially if it's $1 or $3. And I'm like, I think we have 3 copies of Fleetwood Mac Rumors at this point, because I'm like, oh, Fleetwood Mac Rumors, I like this. And then I said to him, we should start cataloging everything. And I'm like, dude, I'm looking at our CD wall over here, and that's half of what he used to have. He sold a bunch of it. We've got all these vinyls and tapes, and so if it's $1 or $3, I usually just buy it and then hope for the best. And we're just going to go through everything little by little and then go trade what we have doubles of in.
But got some of the rest of at least part of the rest of the Striper catalog, at least from the early years. So I got Against the Law and the Yellow and Black Attack, their first record.
I love that.
And of course, In God We Trust. So, got those from that particular band. Keeping with the hard rock era, after we talked about the on my thrash top 25 thrash albums, I talked about the documentary, the Bay Area Godfathers, which we talked about a lot of the thrash bands, but one of the bands that was not necessarily thrash, but they were a big part of that scene, and they had a lot of interviews with them, was Y&T. So I picked up a couple of records from them, Contagious from Yesterday and Today, as well as in Rock We Trust. So it was kind of cool to pick up those. I did at one point plan on picking up Kicks, one of their earlier albums, but I just had to make a choice because I ran into a bunch of metal stuff that I wanted instead. I used to have this. I think this is one of the ones I think got stolen initially. It's Loudness, Lightning Strikes, their second release, which I really did love. And then had this one too at one point. Keel to right the rock. Keel.
I do find it crazy that like you did some of the stuff that you had actually survived and like made it here
Right.
to Maryland when you moved. And one of the things,
basically, the stuff that I had in my car at the time.
yeah, I mean, you had a couple of records, a couple of tapes that kind of made it out to Maryland, or something that, or anything that was like kind of put away. But it's just so crazy, and you know, I don't know what the right word, trends kind of, go like for a while. His thing was the CDs. Like he had, if it was a re-release, he got a re-release. If he had, he'd buy all the CDs, and that was kind of his collection thing. And he started realizing, because he had 2 shelves, and actually he sold off about half of them, but a lot of them now we're actually starting to buy on tape and on vinyl. And
not so much the ones I got rid of. Those are ones I really like. Those are the type that I would buy and maybe like 1 or 2 songs off of. Most of what I kept was like stuff that I think is like classic material or rare, because I do have some stuff that you can't really find it much anymore. So anyway, as I was perusing, we went to Wax Atlas, which is like a used vinyl.
It's a really cute little store, and I don't know how new it is, but
not quite as good as the Rock and Roll Graveyard that we went to a few months back. But
well, the Rock and Roll Graveyard you saw started in that basement, in that like basement shop, and then they had the ability to expand to the second floor. This is kind of in
room for expansion.
Well, I was noticing that with Wax Atlas, because it's also a studio, so I think some people use it to record. But I kind of like peeked around the corner while they like the storefront is kind of like just contained to the front area. I think they have the ability to push back a little bit more in that building. I mean, it looked like the building was much wider than it was.
Yeah.
And I end up a lot of times, that's how I found the Rock and Roll Graveyard. We had plans to go to Frederick anyway, so we went up there a little early to go shopping. But the Wax Atlas is close, and I just kind of go on Facebook and look for record stores, and that popped up on a recent search about a month ago, and then I started following them. And what they do is every week when they get new trade-ins or they buy new things, they'll post what's new, and they keep all of the new stuff in a separate area, which is nice, because if you see it on Facebook, you can just go right over to that, little box and be like, oh, it must be in here if it's brand new.
Yeah. And out of the group of stuff that I've got here, maybe 2 of them I have, 3 of them I have on CD already, but the rest of them are all new to me in terms of, I haven't really.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the coolest one I found, was Defiance, Void Terra Firma. Let's try to get the light.
Tilt it down a little bit. There you go.
So yeah, that one was there, which I was kind of shocked to see. Although I really like Thrash Zone a lot, 4 of a Kind by DRI.
You're gonna have to show Herman that. Like, he'll dig that a lot.
This is one of the ones I had on CD. I have CD. 6 Feet Under, their first record, Haunted. So that was kind of cool.
That's cool too.
Never had the best stuff. I have a few cassettes and CDs of Voivod, but this is like the best of, so this will be fun to check out. This one I was talking about on my top 25 list, obviously. Coroner's No More Color. I was really shocked to see that in there, but happy as a clam.
Shocked but happy, pleasantly surprised.
So on that doc, there was another band that kind of dealt between heavy metal and thrash, and they were doing a lot of interviews with them. I remember owning one of their cassettes around the 90s some point. Saw this, and like, it's a demo from 94 for Vicious Circle, and this was the one that cost me a little bit more money than the rest of them, just because it's a rare. So, but I thought that was cool with the demo and all that.
I saw that too. I don't know if you saw some of the records, especially with like the hip hop records. There was a lot on the sleeves. It said for promotional release only, and it had a lot of older hip hop records. And I'm like, I bet you somebody was a DJ and brought all their. I mean, because
occasionally when those used record stores like Record and Tape Traders, I'd find those CDs that had that thing on there that says they're for promotional use only. Because when you had places like Tower Records, they would get advances, and that's what they would play. But then they would just throw them back out. The rest of them get them sold. So if you got one of those, you were generally kind of lucky in the sense that you had the one that they initially got from the labels to play. Symbol of Salvation, Armored Saint. So it's not a band I spent a lot of time with. I know John Bush sang with this band before going to Anthrax and then back to Armored Saint. The next two are ones that I had on CD already, but when I saw the cassettes, I had to have it. Top 25, Heathen, Victims of Deception.
I mean, it wasn't even that expensive. It was like, that one's $12. That's like the second most expensive one.
Yeah, most cost me probably like $3 to $4. And the last two are from the same band. Creator, Coma of Souls. I already had this one on CD, but had to get it on cassette. And then Extreme Aggression, one of their earlier releases as well. So
I think it's kind of funny because, like, it was actually, I don't want to say busy for a Thursday afternoon, but they had some good, people in there shopping. And, like, how many you got today? How many tapes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 tapes today. And I'm the digger. I will go through all of the boxes. And
I think we didn't spend that much in there.
I was like
25, 50 something bucks.
No, it was $28 at Savers. That one was $135.
Oh, that's right. It was $120. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I like to find the little odd things. Like when we were at the Rock and Roll Graveyard, I found the soundtrack for The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and a few dollars more. Well, I found some soundtracks for like musicals that I love there, and they were in the bargain bin. I found like just random shit, and I'm like, I have to get it, right? It was like one of them was like the Best of Mama Cass. I'm like, It's $1. I have to get it because, sometimes I just pop on a record and clean or do whatever. But I like to try and find the unique stuff. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's 50-50.
Well, anyway, an update on our website. I talked to the person that's making that up for us, and she said that it should be done sometime this week or maybe next, and then it'll be ready to roll. But I'll be rolling that out to you on social media and stuff to let everybody know where they can go. And I think you all are going to enjoy it, really, because it's going to have a lot of good content on it. I've seen some of what she's done, and it's pretty amazing.
And she's trying to make it so that, we have the YouTube channel, but if you just go to the website, this will be it'll be there. Like, if you just go to metaltavernradio.com, you can keep up with everything that we're doing. You don't have to go to YouTube and Facebook. And all
the people that we talk with on shows and other YouTube personalities, we'll be helping them out with, getting the word out about them and whatnot. So, and the radio station itself, the one that just plays, music, plus the podcast, and then full 9 on that. But, so anyway, that's it for our haul and everything. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you again next time. Later.